Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check.
All right, and here we are at Tattnall Square Academy for some GIAA Class 4A baseball. I'm Kyle Tucker on the call for Middle Georgia Sports Live here with Trent Jackson, our producer, engineer for tonight, and cameraman. And so, as we said, we're here at Tattnall Square Academy. We've got the Trojans getting ready to take on the Mount DeSales Cavaliers, and we have had our pregame ceremonies as far as the prayer and the national anthem, and Mount DeSales is coming up to bat. Glad to have you with us tonight. It's going to be a great ball game. Thank you for tuning in to Middle Georgia Sports Live's Facebook page. Of course, there's other action going on in Macon tonight. You've got FPD playing over there at the Vikings are taking on. We'll have to pull that up real quick. But you've got the Vikings playing over at home at FPD. And we're here at the Tattnall game. So it's going to be a good Tuesday night for baseball. As starting pitcher for Tattnall warms up. And that's number 1, Wyatt Steele. Little baseball music in the background. It's a gorgeous day here in Northwest Macon in the Wesleyan Drive area. We've got the Trojans 5-5 on the year, and they are 0-0 in region play in Region 7. In the Class 4A classification. And of course, like we said, they're taking on Mount DeSales. We will get you their record here shortly. All right, I think we're ready to go. And now for the Cavaliers, number 26, DJ Pran. And the pitch. High fastball as he takes a cut and misses. And the second pitch. Another cheese just flying by Pran. He has not been able to catch up so far in these first 2 swings. And the pitch again, and that's a strikeout. Pran could not catch up to the fastball from number 1 for Tattnall, Wyatt Steele. There's a foul pop-up, foul pop-up back. And for the Cavaliers now, their second batter with his hot pink batting gloves. Let's see if we can catch the number there. And he's going to hit a rope out to left center. And it'll hit the base of the fence as he's got a double. And that's number 24 for the Cavaliers. And he has got a stand-up double as he crushed that one. And that was number 24, Braden Smith, the sophomore. And now batting third is number 23, Todd Hurst III, a freshman, batting in the third spot for the Cavaliers. As that one gets away, and Smith will easily make it to third. So a wild pitch from the Tattnall pitcher, Wyatt Steele, allows Smith to advance to third after his double. So runner in scoring position for the Cavaliers. Is that one a high fastball? Todd Hurst, 1-1 count. Swings at that one, missed underneath. That'll be 1-2. Mount DeSales on the year 7-5, 0-2 in the region. And that one looked high, but the ump calls it strike. So Todd Hurst goes down swinging. That's 2 strikeouts for Steele so far in the game. 2 strikeouts and a double given so far. And now that'll bring up for Mount DeSales number 30, Mason Sylvester, a junior. He's the cleanup hitter. Kind of a broad body, right-handed batter against the left-handed Steele. And he drills it to right center, and that'll bring in Smith. And that's a RBI single for Mason Sylvester. And just like that, the Mount DeSales Cavaliers strike first as they are up 1-0. So Mason Sylvester, the junior, providing early dividends for his team. The pitch from Steele, and that'll be low and outside. So batting fifth now for the Cavaliers. See if we can get a number. He's a lefty, and his number is out of view. That's number 7, and he's going to pop it up to left center. Can they get it? They don't. And that one went out to where Smith's was. Sylvester will come huffing into third. But that was number 7 for the Cavaliers, Lane DeFore. And so a double for him as well. And they're on second and third. So Wyatt Steele, the pitcher for the Trojans, despite 2 strikeouts in the inning, has given up 2 doubles. He sees himself down 1-0 as he's got runners on second and third here. And we will see if Steele can steal his nerves and get out of this one without any more damage. So number 1 now for Mount DeSales, Evan Towton, the senior, batting 6. And he swings at that one in the dirt, 2-2 count. Mount DeSales with their blue and yellow jerseys, kind of reminiscent of maybe a Michigan away jersey, or say even a Brewers jersey, Milwaukee Brewers. And a high swing, and that's a strikeout. So Steele gets out of it without any more damage, but it's 1-0 Mount DeSales. As we'll go into a break, we'll come back in the bottom half of the first. 1-0 Mount DeSales. All right, here we are back at Tattnall Square Academy. We see the Mount DeSales Cavaliers up 1-0 on Tattnall Square. Trojans looking to maybe make it even here in the bottom half of the first. We had a RBI double by Mason Sylvester, or excuse me, RBI single by Mason Sylvester. And that put Braden Smith scoring the first run for the Cavaliers, and they see themselves up 1-0. And Tattnall will come up to bat. Batting first for Tattnall will be number 10. It'll be Marquez Wilson, the junior. It's having a little off-air discussion, so we were going into the break, we were talking about the jerseys for Mount DeSales, maybe being reminiscent of a Milwaukee Brewers away jersey, maybe a Michigan away jersey. And there was a team that I knew it looked like, and I could not remember, and we found it out. It was the UC, University of California, Santa Cruz Banana Slugs. How about that for a mascot? But yes, this is their jerseys, Mount DeSales, very reminiscent of the UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs colors, that blue and that dark navy blue and the yellow. Of all the mascots in college sports and professional sports, a banana slug is one you don't hear often. And the pitch, that one low. And you're listening to this game on Middle Georgia Sports Live and watching. Thank you for tuning in. Kyle Tucker here with you in the bottom of the first. As that one popped up in the infield, the second baseman for Mount DeSales has it. And one away. So that takes care of Marquez Wilson as he pops up to second base. Little infield fly. And now for the Trojans, that will call up number 14, Braxton Collins, the junior, batting in the 2-hole. And that one, a wild pitch, gets away. 1-0. See the signal from the first base coach. And that one high as well. 2-0 the count, 1 out. And the pitcher looks. And he delivers. Down low in the dirt again. And that's number 30 for Mount DeSales out on the mound. And that will be, if we can get it pulled up here, Mason Sylvester. So he's looking to help himself. Mason Sylvester with the RBI single in the top half of the first. Now looking to keep his team in it from the pitching mound side of things. Not wanting to let that 1-0 lead be evened. As he pitches, and that'll be a walk. Down low, outside. So Sylvester with a walk to Braxton Collins. And so you had Wyatt Steele for Tattnall, who gave up the one run there in the first, but he had 3 strikeouts. And now here in the bottom half of the first, you have Mason Sylvester, the one who scored that run or drove in that run, and now he's given up a walk in his first 2 at bats here. A lot of chatter from the dugouts tonight. As Sylvester looks over at first, looks at Braxton. Looks back, throws. That'll be outside. So batting now for the Tattnall Square Academy Trojans, you have, I believe that's the pitcher, Wyatt Steele. Yep, number 1. So pitcher on pitcher here. And that one down in the dirt and a throw to first, but an errant throw and Braxton back over safely. So Braxton Collins over there on first has a nice lead as Mason Sylvester having a little bit of trouble finding the plate. He was able to induce a infield pop-up for his first batter. And then he's walked Braxton Collins, and now he's looking to maybe walk Wyatt Steele's 3-1 if he can't find the plate. Fouled off. 3-2 count. So a full count here. Mason Sylvester pitching to Wyatt Steele's. Runner on first. Gorgeous day here in Northwest Macon. Slight cool breeze as the sun is going down. And Mason delivers the pitch. And that'll be a single. That'll send Braxton Collins. Wyatt Steele thought about making it a double, but it'll be a single. So Braxton Collins on third, Wyatt Steele on first. There's runners on the corners. And just like that, the Trojans 90 feet away from maybe evening it up here. And there'll be a pitch runner. Wyatt Steele's the pitcher for Mount DeSales. He's going to take a seat, and we'll have a pinch runner and see if we can see who that is from our vantage point here. All right, so that's number 2, Charlie Kemp. Oh, 22, excuse me. Charlie Kemp. Oh, and he's running. And that'll be a stolen base. So a little clarification. We've got number 2, Charlie Kemp, who just stole that base, the pinch runner. So he's already capitalizing on his opportunity to get in the game. And then at bat, we have number 22, Griffey Gorman. Great baseball name there. Anytime you got somebody named Griffey, that's a great baseball name, rather. And then Gorman, reminiscent of Nolan Gorman for the St. Louis Cardinals, second baseman. So Griffey Gorman, the sophomore catcher for Tattnall, seeing if he can drive in a run. He's got runners on second and third. That's going to be a strike. So 1-2 count. Mason Sylvester trying to get out of this one without allowing any damage. And the pitch. Fouled back behind the first base dugout. Great facility here at Tattnall Square. We've got spectators in the stands, of course, and then we've got spectators out on the lawn, as the baseball field is kind of down in a little lower than the parking lot there. So up there on the ridge, if you want to call it there, the ridge of the parking lot, you've got some spectators taking this game in. As that pitch low and outside, 2-2 count. So we've got a 2-2 count for number 22, as number 2 is on second base. For all you number nerds, enjoy that one. Here we go. High pitch. 3-2 count now, full. Got Braxton Collins there at third. And then Charlie Kemp at second. As Mr. Griffey Gorman's going to try to see if he can drive him in. And the pitch. fouled back. Kind of speared that one back. He's going to step out and just kind of resettle. Takes a deep breath. Steps back in. He's kind of got his right foot in the back of the batter's box as he kind of hangs back there. Waiting the pitch from Sylvester. And here it is. And that'll be a walk. Bases full of Trojans as Mason Sylvester walks his second batter of the game. Now we've got number 12. We're going to get another pinch runner. So Griffey Gorman is going to give way to pinch runner number 34. Nope, that'll be number 24. Braden Smith. So Braden Smith coming in to pinch run. Bases loaded. One out. And the pitch. And he's going to call it a strike. The batter shook his head, didn't think so. Excuse me, that pinch runner is number 34, Micah Clyde for Tattnall. As we have a low and outside pitch, 1-1. And now batting for Tattnall with the bases loaded is Chandler Cook. So Chandler Cook, the sophomore, number 12, looking to do some damage here with the plates full, bases full. He swings at that one. 1-2 count. Cook looking to cause some damage against Mason Sylvester, the pitcher from Mount DeSales, and the pitch. And he's going to hit it. It falls in. That'll score a run. And so a hit is straight away center, falls in front of the center fielder there, and that'll be an RBI single. Bases still loaded. 1-1 game. So Chandler Cook with an RBI single. Nice line drive there to shallow mid center field. Brings in the run, and now we'll have the lefty for Tattnall, number 4, Cam McDonald. And he'll look at the first one as it's an outside ball. So 1-1 as Tattnall evens things up here in the bottom of the first. And Cam will swing at that one. Mount DeSales scored one in the bottom of the first, and then Wyatt Steele for Tattnall was able to get out of trouble and leave it at 1. Can his counterpart, as that's a strike, 1-2. Can Steele's counterpart on the mound, Mason Sylvester for Mount DeSales, he's now sees himself giving up a run and the bases are loaded. Can he get out of trouble? I'm sure he'd like to get a strikeout here as he sees himself up 1-2. And the pitch. High. 2-2 count. Even count, even score here in the bottom of the first. And Mason Sylvester resets. And the pitch. And there's that strikeout. A sight for sore eyes for Sylvester as he has the bases loaded. Now for the Trojans, that's going to bring up Lane DeFore. The junior, right-handed batter. He's got a baby blue bat there with royal blue gloves. He steps in with the bases loaded. As Sylvester brings the pitch, it'll be high. 1-0 count. So 1-0 count, 2 outs, and the pitch, it hits him. And that will drive in a run. And Mason Sylvester not happy with himself there, as I believe he hit DeFore on the hand. Just got inside and just clipped him on the hand there. So a hit by pitch and 2 walks so far for Mason Sylvester of Mount DeSales. And that'll bring out the coach for a mound visit to settle down his pitcher. His first inning, it's only a 2-1 game, but 2 walks, couple hits, and a hit batsman. And Sylvester's going to need to take a breather here and just kind of settle down if he wants to get out of this first without any more damage. If you can get out of the first inning and only be down 1, you're still in the ball game. But if you let that hit by pitch get to you and then you give up another hit, well, you could find yourselves down quite a bit early. And Mount DeSales not wanting that to happen. So everybody repositions. Mound visit is over. So now for Tattnall, we've got number 13, Tate Morris, the sophomore, a right-handed batter. Looks at the ump. Waiting for play to begin, and now he'll step in. 2 outs in the bottom of the first, 2-1 Tattnall, bases loaded. Tate Morris at the plate and the pitch. He will foul that one back. Fastball from Mason Sylvester. As Morris tried to catch up and just pinballed it backwards, foul. Thanks for tuning in again here on Middle Georgia Sports Live. Glad to bring you this baseball coverage here at Tattnall Square Academy. And the pitch. Morris not able to catch up with that one, and just like that, Sylvester is a strike away from getting out of this one with only 2 runs given up, despite the bases being loaded. Morris tilting the bat. Sylvester looking in, waiting his catcher's cue. And time called by Morris. Here we go again. Sylvester, ball and glove, looks, and the pitch. And they're going to call it inside ball. A little bit of a change up there. So 1-2 count. Bases loaded. Mason Sylvester looking to get out Tate Morris. And the pitch. Inside again. So even count, 2-2. Morris, the sophomore for Tattnall, going against Sylvester, the junior pitcher for Mount DeSales. And Sylvester pitches, and he gets the strikeout. And just like that, Cavaliers take a little bit of a deep breath. 2 runs given up, though. 2-1 Tattnall over Mount DeSales as we'll go into the second. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching this one on Middle Georgia Sports Live. And we're back here, second inning. Tattnall Square Academy, as there's a strike by Wyatt Steels. We got number 9 now for the Cavaliers. And that will be, if I can get my page pulled back up here, that's Noah Wheeler. Or excuse me. Well, actually, I don't have him on Max Preps. So number 9 for Mount DeSales, and we don't have a number. But either way, he struck out. So Wyatt Steele with his 4th strikeout. So now we have Josh Devereaux, the freshman third baseman for Mount DeSales, as he steps up. And he'll swing and miss as well, 0-1. So Wyatt Steele, despite giving up the 1 run there in the first, the top of the first, he's got 4 strikeouts and is ahead early in this count as he makes it 0-2. Wyatt Steele is dealing. And here comes the pitch. And that's another strikeout. So 5 strikeouts for Mr. Steele. The junior lefty. Now we have number 8, Noah Wheeler. The third batter of this top of the second for Mount DeSales. And the blue calls time for some reason. All right, here we go. Play resumes. And a strike. And if he can get 2 more, this will be an immaculate inning. He is 1 pitch away from an immaculate inning. He got the first batter on 3 strikes and has gotten the second batter on 3 strikes, and now he's got an 0-2 count. Can he get it? He does! And 9 pitches for Wyatt Steele, and he has 6 strikeouts. Wow. All right, Tattnall up 2-1. Mount DeSales striking out there. The whole side strikes out. So we'll see you back in the bottom half of the second, see if Tattnall can increase their lead. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're back here at Tattnall Square Academy. Bottom of the second. The Trojans up 2-1 on the Cavaliers. And if you are watching, which, hey, why wouldn't you be? This is Middle Georgia Sports Live Baseball. There's not much better out there to watch as far as high school baseball action. But if you were tuning in to the top of the second, Wyatt Steele for the Trojans threw an immaculate inning. 9 strikes to strike out the side. As now, Mason Sylvester gets a strike of his own for Mount DeSales. But yeah, Wyatt Steele, 2 innings so far and 6 strikeouts. Mason Sylvester, his opposite on the mound finds himself ahead in an 0-2 count. So batting for the Trojans is number 42, Caden McGregor. And he gets a hit. As that was, actually a wild pitch, excuse me. Our vantage point here viewpoint is a little cut off. So it was an 0-2 count, but then the third strike, if you would call it that, was a wild pitch. And so McGregor able to advance on the wild pitch. So, and just like that, Mason Sylvester, not what he wanted. He came out with an 0-2 count, and now he's got a runner on the bases again. As he saw the bases loaded in the first, he throws over. McGregor's safe. So Sylvester, not wanting probably to repeat that first inning and load the bases again, he's going to have to settle down here. As he'll now face number 10, Marquez Wilson. And he's going to foul it over the right field fence beyond the first base dugout. So Marquez Wilson now for the Trojans, the junior infielder. He's got a runner on first and a 0-1 count. The pitch, showing bunt, but low. The third baseman playing in for bunt, but that one will be high. At third baseman there for Mount DeSales, Josh Devereaux, the freshman. So he was playing in for the bunt. We'll see if Wilson shows bunt here with a 2-1 count. And oh, he's got him in a pickle. McGregor in a pickle, and he'll be out. So a break for the Cavaliers as Caden McGregor gets caught out in no man's land and gets thrown out in a pickle. So 1 out now. Base is clear. Mason Sylvester went for the pickoff move, and they had him a little too far out and got him out. So that's what you want if you're Sylvester. Kind of clean up that wild pitch from earlier. But now he's got Wilson and the pitch way high. So a 3-1 count. Mason Sylvester, he's given up 2 walks, had a hits batman, or HBP if you want to call it that, and then a wild pitch allowed McGregor to first, and now he's 3-1 as that one's hit to right center, and it'll be caught by the right fielder. So 2 outs. So Sylvester, a little bit of an escape artist here in the second. Had a 0-2 count, then threw a wild pitch that allowed the batter to get to first, but then he catches him in a pickoff. Then is down in a 3-1 count against Marquez Wilson, but gets him to fly out. So now with 2 outs, he'll face number 14, Braxton Collins. So the leadoff hitter for the Trojans now back as their lineup turns over. And Collins with a rope, but a diving catch by the center fielder for Mount DeSales. And we'll have to see who that was. That was he's getting a lot of celebratory reactions from his teammates. We'll get that number for you when he comes back. But 3 outs for the Cavaliers as it's 2-1. We'll go into the top of the third. We'll be right back.
And we're back here, ladies and gentlemen, on Middle Georgia Sports Live here from beautiful Tattnall Square Academy. I'm Trent Jackson. I'm filling in for Kyle Tucker real quick as he's getting some updated non-max prep rosters here. And we got a 0-1 count to start this top of this inning. And I'm going to hand it back over to Mr. Kyle Tucker now.
Thank you, Trent. Appreciate you. Yeah, I had to get a little updated roster here. Max Prep's just a little behind on. That's all good. So, not a junior, but a senior Wyatt Steele on the mound. And he is still throwing heat. My goodness. So, Steele with an immaculate second. And now he's ahead 1-2 here in the third. And that'll be a rare ball by Steele. So an even count, 2-2. And batting for the Cavaliers, we've got number 26, C.J. Prania. And he goes down swinging. So I believe at this point, that is 7 strikeouts overall for Steele. But if I've got my count right, I believe that is 6 strikeouts in a row for the last 6 batters, dating back to the first. And so now he'll face Braden Smith, the shortstop. He's got him down 1-1. Well, even count, 1-1. So Braden Smith, the shortstop for Mount DeSales, takes a strike on the outside part of the plate. So a lefty pitcher on a lefty batter and still working the outside part of the plate. Finds himself up 1-2. And the pitch. And another strike. 8 strikeouts for Wyatt Steele. Wow. Cavalier batters are having a hard time finding Steele's heat. And here comes Todd Hurst. The second baseman for Mount DeSales. So he steps out of the way of that one. The Cavaliers with these hooded jerseys got a little bit of a hood there on the back, a little different. As that one finds the inside part of the plate, 1-1. 2-1 score. Trojans up on the Cavaliers here in the top of the third. Kyle Tucker here with you. And the pitch. And a one-handed swing there as Todd Hurst tries to catch up with that one. He's down 1-2. Can still strike out the side here in the third. He does. 9 strikeouts for Mr. Wyatt. There's a famous cowboy once called Wyatt Earp, who is a quick shooter. And Wyatt Still a quick shooter with these 9 strikeouts here in 3 innings. So we'll come back to the bottom half of the third. We'll see if the Trojans can increase their lead. Don't go anywhere. You're watching on Middle Georgia Sports Live. All right, we're back here. We've got the Tattnall Sports Information Department working for us tonight. Mr. Luke helping us out with some information. So Wyatt Stills is pardon me, Mr. Scott. He reminds me of a Luke that I go to church with. But Mr. Scott for Tattnall helping us out. So a little information on Mr. Wyatt Still. He's got 9 strikeouts. So 3 innings and all 9 outs have been strikeouts. So, and he'll be going to Mercer. And now he bats. So, perfect. Yep. Wyatt Still, the pitcher for the Trojans, has struck out the side all 3 times so far. Had an immaculate second. And he finds his team up 2-1. He's going to see if he can help himself here against Mason Sylvester in the bottom of the third. And he'll foul that one. Nicely hit, but foul. So, yeah, as I was saying, Mr. Scott let us know that Wyatt's still going to Mercer. Yep. He'll be come this fall. He'll be attending Mercer University. He'll be a Bear, from a Trojan to a Bear. So he'll be staying local. Sure, Mercer will love that, as they've got a very talented baseball team already. 20-4. Eli Stevens, an awesome sophomore catcher there for the Bears. And he'll get to have a battery mate of Wyatt Still next year, as Still has an even count, 2-2. And the pitch Fouls that one. He's hanging in there. Mason Sylvester for the Cavaliers has got to have a little bit of a high pitch count. He had the bases loaded twice in the first, couple wild pitches in the second, and now a 2-2 count with a foul pitch against Steele. And they're going to call that a ball. So a 3-2 count. So high pitch count innings for Sylvester so far, which is the exact opposite for Mr. Wyatt Steele. And the pitch. And he walks him. So Steele was pinch run for in the first. We'll see if he gets pinch run again. And he does. So now coming out again to pinch run for Wyatt Steele, Charlie Kemp. And Max Prep says Kemp is an 8th grader. That may not be accurate. But nonetheless, number 2, Charlie Kemp. And I believe he is a freshman, going to graduate in 29 as he. So we get a pop-up to right field. Kemp going to have to go back or they're going to get the double play. He makes it back. So Griffey Gorman, shallow pop to right field as the right fielder tried to catch Kemp off the bag for a pop-up, throw him out double play. And the runner was able to tag up is Kemp. So 1 out, 2-1. Chandler Cook up to bat, number 12. Sylvester looks Kemp back. Oh, and he balks. So Kemp had a stolen base in the first. And now, as he causes fits for Sylvester, Sylvester looks to throw him out, pick him off, and Sylvester balks. And so now the head coach for Mount DeSales wants to talk that one over. And that would be for the Cavaliers. Head coach Stephen Pickett just wanted to kind of talk that one over, and now he'll talk it over with his pitcher. Maybe wanting to calm him down again. So it's been a full box score for Mason Sylvester as he's allowed a batter to reach base by wild pitch. He's had a hit by pitch, a couple walks, and now a balk. So if your pitcher bingo card is beside you, you may be close to bingo here with Mason Sylvester. As that one will be a strike. So an 0-1 count, 1 out, bottom of the third. Mason Sylvester looks back at Kemp at second, who has a little bit of a lead. And then a high pitch back to number 12 there for the Trojans. Chandler Cook. So a 1-1 count. Sylvester looks back the runner. Looks again. Pitches. And another ball. You got to wonder at this rate if Coach Pickett will bring in some bullpen relief. You would think maybe by the 5th at this rate with Sylvester with a high pitch count. And there's a strike. Evens that one up as the throwback gets away, but the shortstop's there. So a little bit of house cleaning here for the broadcast as that one's fouled away. And the bottom of the second, the center fielder for Mount DeSales had a diving catch to end the inning, and I did not have his number as Max Preps was a little off tonight. But that was C.J. Prania, number 26, the center fielder, with an awesome diving catch to get Sylvester out of the inning. So just wanted to get that name to you. We've seen good defense out of Prania with that diving catch. And we've seen phenomenal pitching out of Wyatt Steele for Tattnall. But getting his own strike is Mason Sylvester. So he strikes out Cook, and that'll make it 2 outs. So a strikeout for Sylvester. So he'll look to get out of this inning without giving up a run. But there's a runner in scoring position, is Charlie Kemp. And that'll be a hit, and there will be a run scored. Kemp's going to come home. So despite being an out away, looking to maybe escape with a clean inning, Sylvester gives up an RBI single. Gives up that RBI single. So 3-1 now, Trojans. So that was Cam McDonald there with the RBI single as he's on first. And that one will be popped up. First baseman will catch it. So 3 outs. But nonetheless, the Trojans do pick up another run. So that'll be 3-1 Tattnall over Mount DeSales as we will go into the top of the 4th. Don't go anywhere. You're watching GIAA Class 4A baseball here on Middle Georgia Sports Live. All right, here we are. Top of the 4th, Tattnall Square up on Mount DeSales 3-1. And so far, the story of the game, the senior for the Trojans, Wyatt Steele, the left-handed pitcher, the Mercer commit. He's got 9 strikeouts after 3 innings, pitched an immaculate second inning, only needing 9 pitches to strike out the 3 batters. However, despite that phenomenal pitching, he starts the top of the 4th down 3-0 as we see Mason Sylvester, the pitcher for Mount DeSales, up to bat. And there's a strike to bring it 3-1. As I mentioned earlier, Sylvester, kind of a broad, big fella. As he's in that box, he's the cleanup hitter for the Cavaliers. And the pitch. It's going to pop that one towards right field. It'll fall over the fence, out of bounds, out of play. So 3-2 full count for Steele. And he gets the strikeout. 10 strikeouts in a row to start the game for Wyatt Steele. Now, I say 10 strikeouts in a row. He did give up a hit and a run earlier in the game. But as far as all the outs that have been accumulated, they've all been strikeouts. So amazing pitching here by Wyatt Steele. As he'll now face the lefty, lane to 4, number 7. We go from the broad Mason Sylvester to the wiry lane to 4. And a quick count. Quick work by Wyatt Steele here in this at bat. 2-1 count. And the pitch. Finds the outside corner of the plate. So 2-2 count does Wyatt Steele have on number 7, lane to 4. The first baseman for the Cavaliers. And the pitch. Strikes him out. But, so it still counts as a strikeout. Pitch got away from the catcher there a little bit, but DeFore runs down to first, but is thrown out. So counts as an 11th strikeout. So 11 Ks so far for Wyatt Steele. I'd love to know what his pitch count is right now, as he has been fanning them away today. He finds himself ahead here. So Evan Tattnall now, the left fielder, number 1. And he is quickly down 0-2 as he fouls that one. Fouls it off the netting, and then it bounces off the netting back. Tattnall had to duck as that one came back into the field of play. But 0-2 count for Steele. Can he get another strikeout? That'll be a ball. So far with 11 Ks through 3 2/3 inning. And the pitch. And he gets it. 12 strikeouts for Wyatt Steele, and he has stealed the bats of the Cavaliers. It's 3-1 Tattnall. Don't go anywhere. This is a heck of a ball game. You're watching it on Middle Georgia Sports Live. All right, we're back here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. You've got the Tattnall Trojans up 3-1 over the Mount DeSales Cavaliers. And it has been a ball game of just statistical craziness. I don't know how else to put it. Wyatt Steele, the pitcher for Tattnall, has 12 strikeouts through 4 innings. And he finds his team up 3-1. So a pitching clinic put on by the Tattnall pitcher. And for the Cavaliers, we still have Mason Sylvester. He'll see his 4th inning of work. Number 30 for the Cavaliers. Still in there. For baseball fans, Major League Baseball starts tomorrow. You've got Yankees and Giants on Netflix tomorrow. And, of course, you have Braves starting a rare home opening day. They don't get many of those, but a home opening day matchup against the Kansas City Royals on Friday night up at Truist Park. Be excited to see how the Braves do this year, despite all these pitching injuries they've had in spring training. As that's a high pitch there by Mason Sylvester. So leading off this inning for the Trojans is Tate Morris. But I mentioned the Braves' injuries, if you didn't hear earlier this week. Spencer Strider, who was bouncing back, looking to have a comeback year after some injuries himself, he went down on the injured list with a strained oblique muscle. So we'll see how the Braves' rotation looks this year. But the rotation for Tattnall has looked good so far, especially in Wyatt Steele. He has had 12 strikeouts through 4, had an immaculate second inning, and he has pitched his team to an early 3-1 lead here as Mason Sylvester gets his second strikeout of the ball game. On the bump for the Cavaliers, Mason Sylvester, he struggled at times, but only giving up 3 runs. Could have been a lot worse. Had the bases loaded in the first. Had a runner on second in the third. But it's only down 3-1. So still a ball game here at Tattnall Square Academy. Cavaliers 7-5, looking to climb back in this one. As now at the plate is number 42, Caden McGregor. And the pitch popped up. Foul territory. First baseman in the little bit of a dark spot there, but he gets it. So that'll be 2 outs here in the bottom half of the fourth. Making that catch was the first baseman, Lane DeFore. Had a little bit of a dark spot. As we are here at Tattnall's baseball field, they've got the lights, but a little bit of a shaded spot there, but he makes the pop up in foul territory. 2 outs for Mason Sylvester, and the pitch. See, now we'll face number 10, Marquez Wilson. Marquez Wilson, the leadoff hitter for the Trojans. I think earlier I had said Braxton Collins was, but no, that's Marquez Wilson. As he will hit it to left center. A blooper into left center, and now a runner on base again for the Trojans. I believe the Trojans have had runners on every inning thus far. So Marquez Wilson, the second baseman for Tattnall, with a little blooper to left center. And now that'll bring up Braxton Collins, the shortstop. Sylvester pitches. And a strike on the inside half of the plate. Sylvester has not had a clean inning this game. As I said, he had the bases loaded in the first. Had a hit by pitch at one point, a wild pitch to send a runner to first. A balk. Can he escape the fourth inning without any damage? We'll see. So he's going to pitch to Braxton Collins. And the pitch, a stolen base attempt. And he'll be there easy, is Marquez Wilson. So that's the second stolen base for the Trojans. So good base running by the Trojans. There was one, I forget who it was, there was one pickoff move where a base runner got caught in a pickle. But other than that, 2 stolen bases for the Trojans. And that one gets away, but the runner doesn't advance. So a 1-2 count. And Collins is going to talk with his coach. So he gets a little word of advice from his coach. And now the catcher and Mason Sylvester, they want to talk it over. So a little bit of a chess match here in the fourth. Sylvester got him on an inside pitch earlier. Does he go there again? Can he throw that changeup on the inner half of the plate? You know, despite the long innings on the field for the Cavaliers, you would think that Wyatt still might get a little stiff for the Trojans, having to sit on the bench for so long as his team is batting. But no, he's been lights out. And he does go inside half of the plate, but it misses for a ball. So Sylvester looking to go for that inside pitch again, but a little too inside, and that's a 2-2 count. A lot of coyote calls from the dugout from Tattnall. And that wild pitch advances Wilson. So a 3-2 count, full count, and now Marquez Wilson on the wild pitch. I believe it was a wild pitch versus a pass ball. He gets over to third. So Trojans looking to score as they have a runner 90 feet away, and Braxton Collins with a full count. And he'll walk him. So runners on the corners. And I believe that is the third walk for Mason Sylvester. You've got to, and here comes Coach Pickett again. And I believe that's going to be it. I believe that's going to be it for Mason Sylvester. And it is. So 3 2/3 inning for Mason Sylvester. 3 walks, a hit by pitch. And he will come out of this game. Not the result that he wanted, but still in the ball game at this point. And we'll see who the new pitcher for the Cavaliers will be. We're going to go to break as they bring in the new pitcher and get him warmed up, and we'll come back here in the bottom of the fourth at Tattnall Square. We'll see you back here in just a second on Middle Georgia Sports Live. All right, we're back here at Tattnall Square. So a little shuffling of the lineup here, or the defensive depth here for the Cavaliers. So coming in to pitch now for Mount DeSales is who was the shortstop, Braden Smith. So the shortstop, Braden Smith, is now the pitcher, and former pitcher Mason Sylvester who now we've got another stolen base for Tattnall. But Mason Sylvester, the pitcher who came out of the game for Tattnall, moves over to first. So number 30, Mason Sylvester over at first. Number 24, Braden Smith, who was the shortstop, now pitching. And then the first baseman was Lane DeFore, but the number 7 first baseman, he is out in left field now. And so a little shuffling around. And then now covering short for Smith is Evan Towton, who was the left fielder. He's now at short. So a basketball player for Mount DeSales. So little shuffling of the defense here for Coach Pickett. But we're here in the bottom of the fourth. 3-1 Tattnall. 2 outs. 2-1 count. Runners on second and third. And you've got Wyatt Steele, who's been the story of the game, at bat. And he swings at that one, a pass ball, but runners hold. So now a 2-2 count for Wyatt Steele. And he's been the story of the game because he has pitched for the Trojans and through 4 innings has 12 strikeouts. It's been a long bottom half of the fourth. I would imagine he's going to stay in the game. I wouldn't, even though he has had to wait a while to get back on the mound. I couldn't see him not staying in the game with 12 strikeouts. He almost gets hit there, but that'll be a ball on a wild pitch. So the ump's going to, after 2 wild pitches, the ump is going to, I guess, maybe check the ball, make sure. I don't think a warning was given to Smith. Two wild pitches by Smith. Talks to the ump. Like I said, I don't think a warning was given. Maybe he's just trying to ask him to maybe just settle down, check the ball, make sure it's not too sweaty or loose. As that one gets fouled back our way. That went right over our heads. Thankfully, we are covered with a cement-walled press box. Full count. As we said, Smith was playing shortstop, so maybe a little sweaty, maybe a little loose grip on the ball there as Steele strikes out. So a strikeout for Braden Smith as he helps clean up that inning. We'll go into the top of the fifth. 3-1 Trojans. Don't go anywhere. We want to see how Wyatt Steele continues his pitching performance. We'll be right back here on Middle Georgia Sports Lab. All right, we're back here at Tattnall Square Academy. Wyatt still in the game. And we've got the catcher for Mount DeSales up to bat, number 9, Bryson Harrell. And he'll bunt. Still fields it. And he's safe. And how about that for a change of pace? The Cavaliers struggling to get a hit against Steele. And the catcher for Mount DeSales, Bryson Harrell, comes out showing bunt, and he's safe. So a bunt hit. Runners on for Cavaliers, or a runner on for the Cavaliers. So let's see how that, and now another bunt. So maybe Coach Pickett, tired of seeing his batter strike out, wanting to get in the head of Steele a little bit, say, hey, let's shake it up. We can't catch up to the fastball. Let's just throw a bunt out there and see what sticks. And so far he's got a runner on first, and he's going to steal. That's a foul ball, so he'll have to come back. Harrell with some wheels there. Had that been a strike, he would have likely been safe. But nonetheless, a foul ball, so he'll have to come back. Batting now for the Cavaliers, number 3. That's Josh Devereaux. So the third baseman finds himself down 0-2, does Devereaux. Still looks over at Harrelson. Pickoff move. And he's safe. A little bit of a cool March night here. We see a couple blankets out in the stands. And the pitch. And another. That one found the inside of the plate. Looked a little inside, but Blue says it caught the corner. So 13 strikeouts now for the senior from Tattnall, Wyatt Steele. And now, number 8, Noah Wheeler, the right fielder. And another pickoff move. Still wanting to keep Harrelson honest. And the pitch. And another stolen base attempt and a wide throw by the catcher. So Harrelson's safe. So Harrelson does steal. But then the catcher for Tattnall, that'll be Griffin Gorman, tried to throw him out at second, but wide right on the throw there, and Harrelson finds himself at second. So the Cavaliers in business now with a runner in scoring position, still with a pitch. And a third straight batter attempting bunts here. So that was Noah Wheeler who bunted, but it went foul. So with a 0-2 count, probably not going to show bunt here. Still looking back, he pitches. Buzzed him. So Wyatt still buzzing Wheeler, and a little bit of a disgust from the dugout of the Cavaliers as someone said, "Don't get cute." So we'll see what Steele does here. It hasn't been cute. It's been amazing. 12 strikeouts. Or excuse me, 13 strikeouts. 13 strikeouts now. And Harrelson on second, the pitch. And that'll be a 14th strikeout. So, how's that for cute? 14 strikeouts by Mr. Wyatt Steele. I don't know what the state high school record is for strikeouts. We'll have to look that up. And there's an 0-1 count already. So now batting as the lineup turns over for the Cavaliers is C.J. Prania. He had an awesome diving catch in the bottom of the second as he fouls that one. So Prania, the center fielder for the Cavaliers, down 0-2 already as Wyatt Still looking for his 15th strikeout. And the pitch. And he gets it. 15 Ks for Wyatt Still through 5. And the runner on second doesn't score. And Wyatt Still out of harm's way there. 3-1 Trojans over the Cavaliers as we will go into the bottom half of the fifth. Don't go anywhere. You're watching this game on Middle Georgia Sports Live. All right, we're back here at Tattnall Square Academy.
15.
Okay, so we're trying to do some digging. We don't know if this is an official state record, but Wyatt Still, the pitcher for Tattnall Square, has 15 strikeouts through 5 innings. And according to the National Federation of State High School Associations, NFHS records, the Georgia State records for most strikeouts in a single high school baseball game is 15 by Sandy Ricketts. So, if that is accurate, 15 strikeouts in a game by Sandy Ricketts, Wyatt Still has already matched that. So, we will have to get some further verification, but according to NFHS, Wyatt Still now shares the state record for the most strikeouts with 15, and he's done it tonight. What a feat. And now, for Tattnall, we have number 22, Griffey Gorman, the catcher, as he'll face Braden Smith. And there's a rope down the third base line as the left fielder slips. And that's a new left fielder since last inning, Lane DeFore. He was the first baseman, took over left field as they changed pitchers. He slipped trying to get that one. But a hit there for Griffey Gorman. All right. So now we've got number 12, Chandler Cook, for the Trojans, as a pickoff move by Smith. So
That's state. Yes, sir, for the state of Georgia. So, but it's from the NFHS.
So Braden Smith looks over. Pinch runner Micah over there. As that one gets away, the runner will advance. So Micah Clyde, with a stolen base earlier in the game, now advances on a pass ball. Yep. I believe this is another dual sport athlete, is Michael Clyde, as he plays basketball for Tattnall. So runner on second for Tattnall. Chandler Cook at the plate. Checks his swing, but Blue calls it a strike. So 1-2 count. No outs here in the bottom of the fifth. And what a ball game. Wyatt Steele, if you didn't hear, has matched the high school state record with 15 strikeouts tonight. He has seen 5 innings of work, and every out has been a strikeout. And the pitch there, fouled back. And you're catching all this action on Middle Georgia Sports Live on our Facebook page. Kyle Tucker here with you. Trent Jackson on the cam and the production. We appreciate him. And the pitch. And there's a strikeout for Davidson, his second of the ball game. So the shortstop with 2 strikeouts. All right, that now brings up number 4 for Tattnall. That will be Cam McDonald. Cam comes in with a runner in scoring position as Micah Clyde is over there on second. Trojans would love to extend their lead as it's 3-1 right now. Tell you, with Wyatt Steele pitching like he is, you don't really have to have much of a lead, do the Trojans. But nonetheless, one more wouldn't hurt. We'll see if they can bring the runner home. So McDonald looks. He's got a 1-1 count. Davison looks back at Clyde at second and delivers the pitch and fouled back our way. So a 1-2 count. Davison with that, believe, what I can tell here, puffy afro there, extending out past the brim of his cap. Delivers. Oh, and that'll be fouled to the left side of the field there. All right, so McDonald, his yellow gloves, swing, kind of tilts his bat back and forth. He'll step out, readjust. So does Davison. Or Smith, excuse me. So does Smith. Braden Smith, the pitcher. He delivers. And that'll be on the outside part of the plate. Or, excuse me, outside the plate. So outside ball, 2-2 count. 2-2 count, 1 out, runner on second, bottom of the fifth. Trojans up 3-1. As Smith delivers the pitch. And that one gets away from the catcher's mitt. Another high pitch. So a 3-1 count. 3-2 count, excuse me. So a full count. Smith kind of, and catcher's going to talk with his pitcher. Smith was kind of fidgeting with the ball there, trying to find his pitch, trying to maybe see what pitch he wanted, maybe re-grip. And now they're going to talk it over. So that's Braden Smith and then catcher Bryson Harrell, who he had a stolen base earlier. Pretty good wheels for a catcher. So they talk it over, get their game plan set. And now we'll see what Braden Smith delivers to Cam McDonald. And the pitch. And he strikes them out. So whatever they discussed, it worked. Strikeout, a third one for Smith. And now that'll bring to the plate Lane DeFore. He was at first earlier on the defensive side of things, shifted to the left field when the Cavaliers made, or excuse me, that's Tattnall. Tattnall's batting. My apologies. Mason Cullens. So that's number 7 for Tattnall now. Mason Cullers.
He was trying to throw him out. 1 second.
And so Braden Smith for Mount DeSales trying to pick off move at second, but his second baseman not there. As that's a wild pitch. And now the runner advances to third. And despite 3 strikeouts, Braden Smith has had a little bit of trouble with his command as he's thrown a couple wild pitches. And so number 34, Micah Clyde, at third base, advanced on the wild pitch. And another high pitch. So a 2-2 count for Braden Smith.
2-0.
Oh. Excuse me, that'll be a 2-0 count. Now it's 2-1. Got this pole right here. Okay, there we go. That's better. Got this netting pole right here in my vision. Thought we had a 2-2 count. Excuse me, 2-1 count. I stand corrected. 2-1 count for McCullers. And the pitch. Now a 2-2 count. So Mason Cullers, the center fielder. A little bit of a distraction there from the Mount DeSales dugout. And the pitch. And it's going to be a foul ball. So Mason Colors fouls that off. 2-2. Braden Smith looking for his 4th strikeout. Looking to get out of trouble here as he's got a runner on 3rd. Trojans would love to go up 4-1. Cavaliers would love to keep it within 2. We'll see what happens here. And the pitch. And a rope to left field. The run will score. And that's going to be a RBI double for Mason Colors. We got to get his name right after a double like that. Mason Colors with the double. 4-1 Trojans. Another bit of a long bottom half of the inning. Will Wyatt still be in the ball game when we go into the 6th? All of us baseball lovers would love to see it. He could go for the state record. All right, runner on 2nd. And a 0-1 strike there for Tate Morris. And the coach wants to talk it over. That's head coach Jordan Brooks. He wants to talk it over with his batter. And so this game is opening the region play. Tattnall 5-5 so far in the year, but no region games until now. So this opens region play for them. And Mount DeSales, I believe, was 0-2 in region play on the year, as their overall record stands at 7-5. But Mount DeSales finds themselves down right now, 4-1, and a showing bunt there by Tate Morris. Doesn't connect as he pulls back. A lot of baseball going on in the mid-state today. As we said, FPD's playing at home. We'll try to get that score for you later. Braden Smith steps off the rubber, kind of repositions. Runner at 2nd, 2 outs, 1-1 count. Braden Smith pitching to Tate Morris. And the pitch. And that one doesn't even make the plate as the runner will advance. That one fell short of 66 feet by quite a bit. Smith looking at his fingernails, just kind of maybe a little embarrassed by that pitch. As we said, he's been a little wild. He is the shortstop for the Cavaliers. Called on in relief for Mason Sylvester. But he's got 3 strikeouts. And he's got a 2-1 count here. Can he make it even? And he delivers the pitch. And he does. 2-2 count. Tate Morris swings and misses that one. So 2-2 count. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. Runner on 3rd. Trojans up 4-1. Can Braden Smith get his Cavaliers out of the inning? And the pitch. And he does. A 4th strikeout for Braden Smith. But the Tattnall Square Trojans do score a run. It's 4-1 Tattnall. We'll go into the top of the 6th. Will it be Wyatt Steele going for the state record in strikeouts in a game? We'll see, and you'll only see it right here on Middle Georgia Sports Live. All right, here we are back at Tattnall Square Academy, and we're looking to see baseball history as far as high school baseball goes. Wyatt Steele, the pitcher for the Tattnall Square Trojans, has 15 strikeouts. That ties the Georgia State record, and if he can get one more strikeout, he'll own it himself. So here we are, top of the sixth. Wyatt Steele pitching against and there's a strike to even the count. Wyatt Steele pitching against Evan Towton for the Cavaliers. Excuse me, that's not Towton. That is Smith. Yep. So Braden Smith, the pitcher for the Cavaliers, now batting, and he finds himself down 1-2. So here we go, a 1-2 count. Can Wyatt Steele strike out Smith for his 16th strikeout to own the state record? Fouls it away. We'll have to wait one more pitch. The state record is 15. Right now, Steele shares that with Sandy Rickett. If he can get the 16th strikeout right here, he'll own the state record. Steele looks into his glove, steps off. You got to wonder if he knows that he's one away from the state record. Smith back in the box, and the pitch. Oh, a pop-up to right center. The first non-strikeout out of the ball game for Tattnall. So a deep fly out to right center, and the right fielder for Tattnall does make ground and catch it. So that was Cam McDonald chasing that one down. One out. And there's a strike. So now we're looking at Todd Hurst, number 23, the second baseman for the Cavaliers. He's struck out a few times this game. Everybody has. And he fouls that one off, and he's quickly down 0-2. So 0-2 count. Here we go. Wyatt Steele, a strike away from state high school baseball history. And the pitch. And that's it! He's got it. 16 strikeouts for Wyatt Steele, a new high school baseball state record. And we saw it right here on Middle Georgia Sports Live. Unofficial. That is unofficial. NFHS has Sandy Rickett at 15. We've got Wyatt Steele here tonight at 16. So an unofficial state record set here at Tattnall Square Academy. And so now Mason Sylvester where will Wyatt Steele end when the night is over? Well, there's a hit, and the shortstop tried to catch it. Can't get it, but now an errant throw by the second baseman. And finally a hit for the Cavaliers. They had their first hit in the first inning, and I think that kind of aggravated Steele as he threw nothing but strikeouts since. But now he gives up a hit in the the sixth. Mason Sylvester rocketed that one to the short. The short tried to make a diving catch, pinballed off his glove. The second baseman tried to throw it. An errant throw, but Mason Sylvester was safe at first, and now a wild pitch by Steele, and Sylvester is at second. So Mason Sylvester at second. Wyatt Steele in trouble for the first time since the first inning. And a 1-1 count. So 4-1 Tattnall. Cavaliers with a runner at second here in the top of the sixth. And you got to wonder if Wyatt Steele is starting to get a little tired. Looks back at the runner and delivers the pitch. There's a strike. As we mentioned earlier, Wyatt Steele committed in 2026 to go to Mercer University. So he'll play in 27 in the spring for the Bears, as that one is fouled back. Good thing he'll stay local. We can go check him out, as he'll be here in town.
Braden Holder can go get some nice looking pics of him
Yep.
while he's pitching.
We can send maybe some of our Middle Georgia Sports Live staff to cover his college career some, as we are Middle Georgia Sports Live. We can cover Middle Georgia sports.
Middle Georgia people that are playing in Macon at Mercer.
That's right. All right. 2-2 count. Wyatt Steele pitches. And there's number 17. And he gets out of the inning. Wyatt Steele, 17 strikeouts. And I think that could be it. As his coach meets him out at the mound, him and the coach, catcher, talking it over. But 4-1, he's out of trouble. Tattnall square up as we go into the bottom half of the sixth. We'll be right back here on Middle Georgia Sports Live. All right, here we are, bottom of the sixth inning. Kyle Tucker here with Middle Georgia Sports Live. You're watching this game here at Tattnall Square Academy. Trojans are up 4-1 over the Mount DeSales Cavaliers. And Braden Smith still in the ball game, pitching for the Cavaliers. This will be his, I believe, his third inning of work. So if you're just now tuning in, which shame on you if you are, you should have been tuning in the whole game. It's been an exciting game. Wyatt Steele, and we're glad you're tuning in if you are. Wyatt Steele, the pitcher for Tattnall, has 17 strikeouts, which is an unofficial state record. It's been a phenomenal feat to watch, and he's got his team up 4-1. And there's another wild pitch by Braden Smith. But batting for the Trojans now is number 5. Number 5. Bear with me 1 second. Caleb Malcolm. It's Caleb Malcolm, a sophomore. He's in for the Trojans against Braden Smith for the Cavaliers. Smith delivers. Way high, wild pitch. And I believe that's probably the 5th or 6th wild pitch for Smith. You got to wonder if Coach Pickett's going to let him finish out the game as his team's down 4-1. But a couple wild pitches. He's in his 3rd inning of work. You got to wonder if Coach Pickett for the Cavaliers is going to call for one more arm. And I think he just did. He walked down. He looked at his roster, walked down to somebody and signaled something with his arm. So we may get a 3rd pitcher here for the Cavaliers. We'll see. But no outs here in the bottom half of the 6th at Tattnall Square Academy. And the pitch. A bunt, popped foul. And that pinch hitter, bear with me 1 second. That pinch hitter, Caleb McCollum, that was a pinch hitter for Caden McGregor. So, yeah, we've got Marquez Wilson, number 10, leading off again for the Trojans. And Caden McGregor, number 42, would have been the 9th hitter for the Trojans, but he was pinched hit. He was subbed out by Caleb Malcolm. I was beginning to wonder if we would see a pinch hitter for Wyatt Steele, see if he would come out of the game after 17 strikeouts. And the pitch up the center, second baseman throws it over. And they get the out at second, but not the out at first. So finally an infield action, a ground out. We've had a lot of strikeouts. We've had a lot of hits in the outfield, not a lot of infield grounders. And there, an attempted double play by the Cavaliers, but they get the runner at second and not the runner at first. So Marquez Wilson at first now, as we'll see Braxton Collins, the shortstop for Tattnall, up at the plate. Pickoff move by Smith. He's safe. So Braden Smith was shortstop earlier in the game, came in relief for Mason Sylvester, and he's pitching here, and that one's going to be drilled to left field. The left fielder goes back, gets over his head. That's going to score a run. Oh, no, they hold him. They hold him. Wow. That was a deep hit, but Marquez Wilson, the base runner for Tattnall, was at first. So despite the deep hit to left field hitting the fence, Wilson is held up at third. So a deep double for Braxton Collins, and he'll be pinch run for. Or excuse me, no, he was not pinch run for. He just brought in his elbow guard and batting equipment. So a double for Collins. He's at second. Marquez Wilson at third. And now Wyatt Steele. And he'll get a sac fly. So Wyatt Steele still in the ball game, and he gets a sac fly RBI for himself. So 5-1 Tattnall. So how about that? 17 strikeouts, a sac fly run. He'll be pinch run for again. Well, it was a sac fly, so no pitch run. In fact, he's been on base a couple times this game. He's had 2 pinch runners. So what a game for Wyatt Steele. So now that brings Griffey Gorman, probably my favorite name on the rosters tonight, And he gets a hit up to the second baseman. Second baseman scoops it and throws him out. And that'll be 3 outs. So Tattnall does get one. 5-1 Trojans over the Cavaliers as we go in to the top of the 7th. Can Mr. Wyatt Steele increase his 17 Ks? And here he comes. He's back in the game. Folks, don't go anywhere. We've got Wyatt Steele looking to go for 20 Ks here in the 7th inning as the Cavaliers look to fight back down 5-1. We'll be right back on Middle Georgia Sports Live. All right, we're back here in the top of the 7th. 5-1 Tattnall. FPD won their game earlier tonight. They run ruled, won 10-0 through 5. But the story of the night in Macon, despite what game you were at or what game you're watching, is Wyatt Steele. The pitcher for Tattnall Square Academy has 17 strikeouts, and he's here in the top of the 7th. The question is, can he get 20? But if he doesn't get 20, that is no strike against him, no pun intended. He's got 17, so he's already set an unofficial high school record. So whether he gets another one doesn't matter. He's already had a heck of a game. But 20 would be something.
And you'd also definitely like to come out of here with a win tonight, too.
And he'll come out with a win, their first region game for Tattnall. So what a way to start regional play with a victory and 17 strikeouts from your pitcher. That would be something. And it's a 2-1 count as he's facing Evan Towton. And that'll be a ball, 3-1. There hasn't been a walk by still. So, and that'll be a crushed hit to left center. It's going to hit the fence. That's going to be a triple. Nope. He's going to hold up a double. All right, well, Evan Towton, the left fielder for Mount DeSales, with a crushing double. Thought it might have been a triple. And so now if you're the coach for Tattnall, you gotta watch your pitcher. He's had a heck of a game. But so Coach Jordan Brooks for Tattnall still's giving up hits in back-to-back innings. Got to wonder if he's starting to show some fatigue. You wouldn't know it based on the heat on that pitch. So now the catcher for Mount DeSales up to bat. Runner in scoring position for the Cavs. There's a strike. So number 9, Bryson Harrell, he's been on base a few times tonight. Had a stolen base earlier. And the pitch, a bunt. And they get him. So a sacrifice bunt moves the runner to third. And I believe Harrell had the bunt in the 5th inning. He had the second hit of the game for the Cavs, trying to break that strikeout streak that Still had going. He showed bunt there. He's a phenomenal bunter, is Harrell. Moves the runner to third. So now you've got Evan Touton on third. And now Josh Devereaux, the third baseman for the Cavs, up to bat. And a high pitch from Still. That'll be a ball. So can Devereaux do some damage against Still here in the top of the 7th? And the pitch. Inside. So 5-1 Tattnall, but Cavs trying to fight back here as they've got a runner on third. And that one will be a dribbler to first base. And he'll be tagged out, but the runner scores. So now 5-2 Cavs. Five-2 Cavs and 2 outs. So now this will be the last chance for Mount DeSales as number 8, Noah Wheeler, steps to the plate. And a high, that would have been a ball, but he swung at it nonetheless. So ahead in the count again is Wyatt Still. And the pitch by Still. Inside strike. So 5-2 Tattnall, and Wyatt Still looking to get his 18th punch out to send his team home with the win. And the pitch. And that's it. 18 strikeouts by Wyatt Still for Tattnall Square Academy, and the Trojans win their first regional matchup of the year, 5-2 over Mount DeSales. What a game, folks. A lot of great hitting by Tattnall. Some trouble from Mason Sylvester, the pitcher for Cavaliers. Gave up some hits, and that was it. And they just announced it. The PA announcer just announced it, that it was an unofficial state record for strikeouts in a game, 18. But as I was saying, Cavaliers gave up some runs there each and every inning, just about in the early going, but it didn't matter. I mean, five runs. They could have only scored 3. The story was Wyatt Still. Wyatt Still only giving up 2 runs, going a full 7 innings, getting the victory, and with 18 strikeouts in the game and a sacrifice RBI. He's our player of the game, and he'll send his Tattnall Trojans to 6-5, 1-0 in the region. And what a game here in GIAA Class 4A action. That's it for us from Tattnall Square. Trojans 5-2 over Mount DeSales. And you saw it here on Middle Georgia Sports Live. Wyatt Still, 18 strikeouts. What a night. Good night, everybody. Kyle Tucker again from Middle Georgia Sports Live. Take care.